Hey USHL fans, Josh Shar here, and welcome to another edition of The U Show. On this week's episode, we'll get you the players of the week and the top plays from last week's action, and we'll look back at a sweep for the Youngstown Phantoms and a couple of other really hot teams across the USHL. We'll send it to Lincoln for a conversation with Stars forward Jack Pechar, and we'll wrap it up with a standings update and a look ahead to what's to come this week. We'll start this U Show with the players of the week. The USHL forward of the week is Finn Brink from the Madison Capitals. In 3 games, Brink had 3 goals and 7 points, including 2 3-point games against the U17s and Fargo. Overall this season, 18 goals, 34 points for Madison. That's 3rd on the team in goals and 5th on the team in points, for the highest scoring team in the Eastern Conference and the 2nd highest in the USHL. The USHL defenseman of the week is Dylan Compton from the Waterloo Blackhawks. A goal and 2 assists over a pair of games, and those 2 assists coming on the power play, where he has 18 power play assists this season. 20 power play points in total. That's the 2nd most in the USHL. He had an assist in both wins for Waterloo this weekend. Overall, Compton has 3 goals and 31 assists this season. The USHL goaltender of the week is Caleb Heil for the Madison Capitals. 2 wins for Heil over Fargo this weekend with a .946 save percentage in the pair of games. 30 for 32 on Saturday before going 23 of 24 on Sunday and winning his 5th straight game for the Madison Capitals. Those are your USHL players of the week. Now, to a couple storylines and some hot teams from last week's action in the USHL. We'll start it off with the Youngstown Phantoms. The Phantoms swept the Muskegon Lumberjacks at home last weekend with a 3-1 win on Friday night and then a 5-4 win on Saturday. In Saturday's win, Adam Banach and Landon Resendez each scoring a goal and having 2 points, and the 2 wins for the Phantoms have tied Youngstown with Muskegon in the Eastern Conference standings. The Madison Capitals stayed hot as well this weekend with 3 more wins and now 7 straight victories for Madison. The Capitals have points in 12 straight contests, and 11 of those have been victories for Madison. In those 12 games, they've outscored their opponents 62-24 and are just 2 points out of first place in the Eastern Conference with a couple of games in hand over Dubuque. Continuing with another hot team in the USHL, 2 more wins for the league-leading Lincoln Stars this past weekend. Lincoln has been scoring at a great pace all season long, leading the league with 210 total goals. That's 4.47 per game. The Stars are now 5 points clear in the Anderson Cup race at the top of the USHL standing. We'll keep it rolling with Lincoln here on the U Show, as the Stars are the first team to clinch a spot in the Clark Cup playoffs, and they lead the Anderson Cup race as well this season. We'll send it now to Lincoln, where Joel Norman, the broadcaster for the Lincoln Stars, caught up with forward Jack Pechar.
Well, the Lincoln Stars are the first team in the USHL to clinch their berth in the Clark Cup playoffs of the 2024-25 season, and one man had a big part in helping them to get to that point, Jack Pechar. Jack, you certainly had an exciting weekend, punctuating the playoff clinching game by getting the hat trick in that moment. 3-year member of the Stars, that had to be an exciting night for you guys, realizing we're going right back to the Clark Cup playoffs.
Yeah, obviously pretty special, doing it in front of a nice crowd at the Xbox, and obviously a little reward at the night at the end of the night when we found out we clinched. So.
Pretty big weekend, as I mentioned, for you. You scored 25 seconds into a game against Omaha on Thursday, and then you get the big hat trick, as we mentioned, on Saturday. I want to go back to that game last Thursday. The goal 25 seconds in, you had that nice little celebration, getting the monkey off of your back. That had to feel pretty good after, I think it was 7 games without a goal.
Yeah, I think it was 7 games too. But yeah, it's obviously nice to get one early and, start the game off on the right foot, and especially, kind of gets the boys going early.
A couple of weeks before that, you'd had some breakaway opportunities and were close, but hadn't cashed in. That also had to feel great, I imagine, getting it on the breakaway.
Yeah, just tried to shoot it hard through them, and didn't work out past couple of weekends, so glad to see one go in.
Those 3-game weekends are certainly a challenge in their own right. Challenge of attrition, keeping your energy up, not only to play all 3 games, but to win all 3 games. That's something you guys have done twice this season. What does that say about this group, your ability to not just battle through those, whether it's 3 games on the road, 3 at home, or split somehow, but to win all 3 of those games twice?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of depth this year, and every night it's someone else that steps up and puts the team kind of on their back, and I think we come in every game, we're ready to compete, and we bring a lot of energy, which kind of helps you get through the third game of the weekend.
3rd year, as I mentioned, for you with the Stars. What separates this team from your previous 2 seasons?
Not really sure. Just this year you come in, you got another year under your belt. You're a little older guy, and you know what kind of the expectations are. And last year obviously we struggled and kind of were fighting to get to playoffs at the end. And this year we've been hot this year, and it's kind of nice. Already have clinched, and kind of don't have to worry about that. Right at the end like last year.
There's so many returners to this team from a year ago. You guys sneaked into the playoffs last year, upset Waterloo in the first round. You come back this year, and it looked like there was just a different look in everyone's eyes to me. And I mean, you look at the blue line in particular, pretty much everyone who was on that plate here last year, a lot of forwards as well. What has that meant to you guys to not just make the playoffs again this year after the ups and downs of last year, but to do so this soon?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's huge that everyone has a second year, and going through all that adversity last year, I think was big for us. Being able to win a playoff series and just see what it takes. In Waterloo, especially being the underdog, I think it's just good coming into this year. We have a little bit. What it's going to take.
For you, you're heading to Northeastern. What are you most excited about that? Is it maybe rejoining former Stars teammate Cameron Whitehead, seeing some other maybe potential familiar faces? What are you looking forward to about heading there?
Yeah, definitely would be good to see Whitey again. But I think just you're going to play in Boston. A lot of hockey going on, and you get to play in the Hockey East, which I think is the best conference in college hockey. So yeah, a lot to look forward to with that.
How has playing in the USHL, you feel, prepared you to make that next step to college and also helped you grow as a hockey player?
Yeah, I think this is one of the best junior leagues, and I love my time here, and I can definitely tell I'm developing at the right pace.
That's Stars forward Jack Pechar. Thank you for joining us here. Heck, had a good season so far.
Thanks, Joel.
As Jack Pechar has mentioned, 21 goals on the season for number 21.
Jack Pechar, a top contributor to the Stars' league-leading offense this season. Now, we'll get you the top plays from last week in the USHL.
Cross ice feed to Bukowski. To right, shot! Hey! Shoots and scores!
Okay, one-time opportunity blocked. Pechar scoops it up, dishes to Harrington, easing in, his shot, he scores! Caden Harrington makes it 2-0 Lincoln with 15:20 to go in the 3rd period.
He'll recover his own rebound, feed it up to the right point. Etienne Lassard, little hesitation, now gliding to the net, in front, he's got Eachin, and he scores! 3-0 Stars. What a play from Lassard to feed Eachin right in front and make it 3-zip Lincoln with 6:27 to go here in the 1st period.
U17s, but Aiden Long would like to make it 1-1 as Long with a shot. Scored! Capitals extend the lead to 3-1. Quickly after the power play, it's the reigning USHL forward of the week, Aiden Long, with his 40th point of the season.
Stampede win the face-off. They get it into their offensive end quickly. Charlie raced it down to the right wing corner, fed it back up high to Coombs. He skates to the slot, far circle shot, he scores! Ryder Coombs, the Providence commit, ties the game at 1, just over 10 minutes into the 1st.
Front looking back, trying to jam it, puck is loose, and it's still loose. Right side shot, goal! And we have Pizza, and that is Giacomo Martino's 2nd goal of the contest. Nice scrum, dish it over, Martino got him.
Nacho goes back-to-back in the Frenchie 500. Where's he at? All right, I'm good with the order of Nacho. You feel pretty strong coming in, you can do it again. Your first for Frenchie 500. He won pretty easily. He almost got caught at the end, though, as he veered away.
Back toward the Stars defenseman and lobbed ahead with an opening. Here comes Jack Pechar. Pechar shoots. He scores! Look at that! 25 seconds into the game, and Pechar makes it 1-0 Stars here in the first period.
Up to the far wall, stick lift on him. Jans comes up with it, feeds it over in between the circles for Pechar, and he scores. Far wall. Now Pechar looking for the hat trick. He'll get it. Jack Pechar glides in and scores. Goal number 3 of the night.
To Wingerman. It comes up to Rapkin. Big stars. Ivan Rapkin on the Lumberjacks' first shot of the game. A power play goal, and they lead 1-0.
Here is Agater. Agater in front. Sheets, he scores! Sam Sheets evens it up. That's his 4th goal in 6 games.
Left wing circle. Back for Townsend. Shooting. He scores! Here come the Hawks! Teddy Townsend firing the chance home after the Hawks would not let the puck get out to center throughout that shift. And Townsend has goals in back-to-back games. The Blackhawks lead for the first time tonight.
LePike, stick check there by McKenna. Wraparound chance and a big save made. Tanner Morgan.
Murtak into the Saints end. At the slot, he'll go to his forehand, a shot, and saved by Bierman with the paddle. He reached out, he was beat, but he stuck the stick out and blocked it out of the air. What a save by Bierman, and he keeps it out.
Those are your top plays of the week in the USHL. Now, we'll take a look at the standings and check in on the push for the Clark Cup playoffs. The Lincoln Stars became the first team to clinch a spot in the Clark Cup playoffs last weekend with a couple of victories, and Dubuque is the next closest at this point with a magic number of 5 to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Sioux Falls entering the weekend with a magic number of 7, as does Madison, and a couple other teams not far behind as tickets start to get punched for the Clark Cup playoff. One team is already into the Clark Cup playoffs this season, and we'll see this coming weekend if any more can punch their ticket into the Clark Cup playoffs. That does it for this week's U Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Josh Starr. We'll see you next week right back here on the U Show.